In this video, we're going to take a look at kind of improving our background here. And there is a background option inside of the 2012 WordPress theme, but we can improve on the options we have here, even making it into kind of a background slider by using a plugin. So I'm going to find a plugin that's going to help me kind of extend the functionality of my background, and let's go to add new plugin. So I'm here at the install plugin, and the one I kind of researched was this background manager. It doesn't seem too bad. It seems to be highly rated, quite a number of downloads. So this one is called background manager. So let's go back to my site here and type in background manager, and there it is. I'm going to install it. Are you sure you want to install this plugin? Yes, I'm installing the background manager. There it is. It's installing, and activate, and the background manager. Now we see a settings link right here. Now let's just check to see if actually anything was, nothing was really added into the settings here, and there's nothing really on our sideboard either. So the only way you're going to access the setting, looks like you have to list your plugins and then go to background manager settings. So let's have a look at the settings here. And actually it kind of prompts us with let's get started. And once you're done, come back. Okay, start by adding a new image set. So I'm going to click on the prompted button here and add a new image set. So all I gotta do is add an image here, and I'll select a file, and I have some here already. There's one, and it's uploading, and I'll choose another one, and this one here, or this one here, and it's uploading. Make sure your maximum upload file size is 2 megabytes, so don't have any files that exceed that size, and or else it won't let you upload them. And which one did I upload there? Okay, so it's this one here, and open, and there it goes. And I will save all my changes. And close that. And I have to enter a title there for my image set. So I'm going to call it Restaurant Images. And it's asked if you want a background image link. That basically is like if someone clicks on the background, they'll actually be sent to another website or wherever, or some other link on your website. So I have to go over to the right, and you have to add the image set. So I'm going to add this image set, and here we go. You can see now I have one image set. I go to settings, and currently I have no background. I'll just check to make sure. Let me close this. This is my old Critic site. And so currently I don't have any background activated. I'll just go check to make sure that, yeah, there's the site, and I don't see any background here. So let's go back and let's activate an image set. So I guess you could have, I have 3 images. I guess you could have just have one image if you want. And here, if you look at the preview, we have all the images are repeating in our background, so we don't want that. So we have to see if we can change that somehow. So the background layout probably to full screen. So I'll go back up here, and now you can see it's full screen, although it's a little bit hazy there. Okay, and let's have a look at all these options here. So select an image on every time the page is loaded. Okay, or every 10 seconds, kind of like that would be like a slideshow. So, or this each browser session, so every time you log in you get, or every time you open up a file in the browser, it'll load I guess a different image. But I'm going to go with the slideshow one right here. I'm going to change this from 5 to 10 seconds to 4 seconds. And so image selection order, I'll leave that as random. And remember last displayed image, no. And there's actually a background color you can choose from as well. Okay, and active on all the pages, I guess, and keep those all checked. And background layout size, I changed that to full screen. And also you can change the opacity on the, I don't know if you can see it up here slightly, you can see how it becomes right at the top there. You can see how the image becomes more and more translucent, or more opaque, I guess, or transparent, I should say. And see, okay, I'm just going to leave that. Maybe I'll make it a little bit. And center image, enable transition effect. So the transition effect, if you kind of choose to have it like those 3 backgrounds in kind of like a background slideshow, then you can choose the different ways that it, I guess, it transitions from one slide to the other. So I'm going to choose swipe, I guess, and or maybe blinds. That's usually kind of interesting. And you can also control the speed of the transition, and an overlay. So an overlay actually goes on top of the background. Sometimes if your images are not that clear, it's good to have an overlay on top. Let's see what they have here. Let's see, white lattice, what does that look like? Yeah, you can see kind of a lattice, kind of like almost like diamonds or squares. Okay, we'll try that. And you can also control the opacity on the overlay as well. You can see up there, so maybe I'll reduce that a little bit. And there you go. See, that's if you want to connect to pin it, I guess. Okay, initial ease in. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. And clickable backgrounds. I don't want the background to be clickable. That means, they click on the background and maybe it'll open up to another website, or I guess maybe it makes the image bigger. I guess you have some options there. You can, if you want clickable backgrounds, then you can check that and play around with it. And override, okay, that's who's allowed to override these settings, just the administrator. And let's save the changes. And let's go back to the website, and I'm going to have to refresh that. Now you can see our background images as they're transitioning from one image to the next. And we have 3 images that are randomly being chosen. And you can see all the backgrounds here. It's kind of neat. You can even further customize this plugin. For example, you could, let's say we wanted this page to be partially transparent. That is, just to allow or let in some of the background so we could see a little bit of the background through our page here. And we can do that. All we have to do is go to the background. And one more thing here, I was saying at the beginning how the plugins, if you click on the plugins, you would have to go to the background manager settings, but actually you can just go to appearance and background. What the plugin did was actually replace the background options, the 2012 background options that we saw at the beginning of this video. You can see all the new options here are included. So And so let's just go to the image sets, and if we choose the restaurant images, and if we scroll down to the bottom, there's this what they call a custom style sheet, and you haven't learned anything about styling or CSS yet, so the code will probably not mean too much to you. But if you go through the CSS HTML tutorial, the code will mean a lot more to you. So all these images are going to be affected by this code right here. So, and although the code is not familiar to you, you can kind of guess just by looking at it somewhat. The page is what they call the selector, or that's the area that's going to be affected by this code right here. And opacity is basically, you know, if something is opaque, then no light is let through, right? So if we make it 0, you can think of 1 as being completely opaque, and 0.9 we allow a little bit of the, you know, a light through kind of thing, right? So, and this filter here, basically that's the same as the above code right here, except that this is affects the older Explorer browsers, so that's why that's there. So basically the page is going to let in a little bit of light. So the opacity is not going to be, it's going to be essentially partially transparent. So, okay, and it's going to let in some of that background. So don't worry if you don't understand the code right now. If you actually do manage to go through the CSS HTML tutorial, you will understand a bit more. So let's just save this, and over here to the right, save changes. And let's refresh our page, and let's see if we can see a little bit of the background through our page here. And there we go. You can see a little bit of the glass here, a little bit of the page is somewhat transparent.